walls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, focus reflected. Off the mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and yes, I am wearing my USA Soccer jersey shirt today, courtesy of my boy, Jose Fierro. He hooked me up with that because, of course, the men's soccer team is playing tonight. So we're going to talk about that here. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. We're going to also get into Baker Mayfield. We're going to talk about Tyreek again. Obviously, we're going to talk a little NBA today. Of course, we're going to get into March Madness, which starts tonight. We're going to have my boy Drew Henthorn's picks, or Husker Drew picks.com. We're going to have his picks. And then we're going to talk about just a bunch of stuff, obviously sports related, but we did it today instead of tomorrow, simply because tonight, this evening, is when the Sweet 16 starts. And of course, you know, this is my favorite time of year. So, but I'm trying to cross all the bases. I'm trying to do football, trying to do basketball, soccer, and of course, that covers everything. Baseball will start getting into, but you know, right now in basketball season and we're in the heat. Of course, this is my favorite time of the year, as I've discussed before. We're going to talk about the Thunder's great win last night, which I was excited for them, for us, to get the W. And if you watched my show after the storm last night, when I did my post-game analysis on my live stream, I talked about what happened and how the Thunder won and what they did and how our bench scoring was just amazing, 56-22, and it was just. I was really, really pleased with what the Thunder did last night. And then also I'm excited to see that more and more people are going to the suites. I was in there watching, and, you know, Mark Long and I were talking about that, how all of a sudden there's more and more suites being used compared to what it was. And I guess everybody's starting to get back into the groove again because it is, you know, we do have an NBA team. And people are starting to, you know, we play, so people are starting to know who the players are, starting to see more and more about the team. So I'm excited about what we're seeing thus far. I'm excited that people are starting to come back to the arena. And I'm excited about our young team because we have a very good nucleus, and we'll be talking about that more on After the Storm. We'll be talking about what the upcoming draft, who I think we need, who would be a good fit for us, and what we have to do. But I want to say great job by the coaching staff last night getting the Thunder victory. I was, like I said, really pleased. But anyway, let's get into it. We're going to start off today talking about Baker, and it's the frustrating part for me is that, you know, Baker being the number one overall pick, I really don't get it. What's happened with that? I just don't understand how nobody has picked Baker up and what the deal is with that. So,
because he's got a job at Brahms.
Clearly that's our boy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. He just joined the show, and
hey, how we doing? Sorry for the delay.
We're doing good, man. Just getting into the show, talking about, you know, I had put some possible destinations for Baker the other day. I had the Colts, Seattle, the Steelers, Carolina, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins, and Saints, and then I marked off in red. Clearly, he's not going to the Colts. They have a quarterback. Clearly, he's not going to the Falcons. They signed Marcus Mariota. The Texans didn't trade for him, which was ironic because everybody traded for everybody else, got quarterbacks. The Dolphins have Tua, and now they have Tyreek, which we'll talk more about. And then the Aints re-signed Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston. So anyway, I marked all those off on Drew, and you'll see that I got them all marked off. And the only thing left is the team that you picked, Seattle.
I mean, I still think Seattle's in the catbird seat. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't go after him.
Well, they said they want a first, and that's not happening.
No,
that's not happening. And then, of course, the Steelers said that they would pick him up if he became a free agent. But I'm like, well, you have Mitchell Trubisky, and Trubisky is way more agile and way more mobile than Baker. So I don't understand why you would do that, because you're just going to end up with a smaller version of Ben Roethlisberger. Is basically what you've been doing by signing Baker.
He's more durable too.
Yes, he is, and I just don't really get that. But whatever people want to do, I guess sure they can do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I won't be heartbroken if he sits out the year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and that's a possibility. But he's not going to sit out because he's got $18 million coming. So unless the Browns cut him and then pay him out something, I mean, I'm not going to sit out and not take $18 million and possibly my last $20 million I'm going to get. Would you?
No.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be high drama coming into the season if they don't cut him and they got him sitting on the bench. Then you got Deshaun Watson now, the grand jury, another lady came out, pressed charge again. They got a grand jury out on him right now.
Yeah, that they're after him big time right now, and I just don't see anything happening. I think that's going to be going away. To my thing is this: look, why are you waiting until now to come out?
I mean, 200 million reasons why.
Well, but remember, he's not going to get that until much later. So, to me, it's like, look, if something happened to you, talk about it. Don't wait 2 years, 3, whatever. When everybody else came out, you had your chance and you didn't do it. So I'm over all that. Okay, I don't want to hear all that nonsense. I'm over that. If it happened, come out when it happened. Don't go, oh, he got off and now you finding somebody else. I'm not a fan of that. Like I've always talked about, I'm not a fan of hurting women in any kind of way. Putting your hands on a woman or doing that, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is that if you had an issue, if he did something, then you come after him when everybody else come after, or you come after right before. I can understand the fact that, it's Deshaun Watson, that's going to happen to him, blah, blah, blah. But when you have 22 other people already out here, then he gets off, and then all of a sudden you got somebody coming back. I have an issue with that, is all I'm saying. Not that anything happened. If he did something to somebody, he needs to do what he needs to do with that. I mean, that's up to the deal. But don't get him off, and then you're going to come back with another application. Because what's that saying? If this doesn't happen, somebody else going to come out after that? When does it stop?
Probably never.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Drew? I have an issue with that. If you're going to do it, do it. Don't wait until he gets off, and then now you're going to come at him. If he gets off again, somebody else, it's going to be an ongoing process.
What are they charging with? Just inappropriate touching, fondling?
Fondling, some of it is that he sexually abused them, or he touched them in a wrong, made them feel uncomfortable, whatever, and the grand jury was like, yeah, no, none of that. So, now they're coming after him again with something different. And of course,
throwing it against walls, usual stick.
Yeah, something. My deal is this: don't put your hands on a woman in the first damn place. If she wants you to touch her, and you and I, before you got married, they'll let you know. If they want you to touch them, they'll let you know. And if they don't want you to touch them, then don't touch them. Don't put your hands on them just because you feel like you are great or whatever. Keep your hands off a woman. Don't touch her unless she says okay. And there's a bunch of them that say okay. So, especially, you know what I'm saying? If you're a professional athlete,
believe that he can't find one that wouldn't.
You would think. I mean, you're a professional athlete. You quarterback. You're in Houston, and you got to inappropriately touch women. That's your ego, and that's whatever. So, but anyway, he got off there. Let's get on to something else. Let's talk about our boy Tyreek Hill, so we can get into some basketball.
Boy, that was a surprise to me. That caught me off guard. I'll tell you that. I definitely didn't think he'd go to Miami.
Well, I saw.
He's going to see how the other half lives now.
Yeah, I saw a thing with Drew Rosenhaus, which of course is his agent, and he said, they have been working on a deal, trying to work things out, and then once Devontae got his deal, Tyreek's like, well, I'm worth more than him. But so now, what does that do for the Bills with Stephon Diggs?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That means he gonna go somewhere else because they've seen all this. He gonna get paid, and then what are you gonna?
What's going to be more important, winning or getting paid, I guess.
Well, you got to remember,
it's not like he's not getting paid.
Well, Tyreek has his ring.
Right. Yeah,
So,
that's true. I'm Diggs. I stay with Allen.
I stay until I get. Well, he's going to be there for a couple more years before his contract comes up. But you get your ring if you can. But all I can say is I can't argue with 120 million, 72 guaranteed.
No.
I can't argue with that. Tyreek got his ring. He works out in Florida. That's generational money for his grandkids and great grandkids if he takes care of it. So,
he's from Georgia, isn't he?
He's from Georgia. Yep. He's from Georgia. Miami's close to his family, so he'll be fine in what he's doing. But then on the other side of that, I see the Chiefs deal too. I mean, come on now. You got 2 first-round picks this time. You got 6 picks overall in this draft. The Chiefs draft well, even though Clyde's Edwards-Helaire, there's still a jury out on him and McCole Hardman. Agreed. I mean, either one of those are – I mean, Clyde was doing well until he got hurt. Then he got hurt again this year. So, is he going to be durable enough? And let's face it, McCole Hardman has not reached up to the potential because they drafted him thinking that Tyreek was going to be in trouble a few years ago.
Right.
But he hasn't lived up to it. So, but I have no problem with Tyreek doing what he did on one side of it because he was going to get some money, but the Chiefs couldn't afford to pay him more than what, Drew, 22, maybe 25?
Yeah.
Max? I mean, really, max? I mean, if you still want to keep your team together, and what everybody don't understand is Patrick Mahomes' contract is friendly, even though it's $500 million. He made a team friendly. So they could, because Patrick's like, look, I want to win. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I want to win. I'm going to make my money, but I want to win championships. And he's done that to not beat the Chiefs up, unlike Aaron Rodgers. He just imploded the Packers, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I agree with that, for sure.
I mean, I think it's just ridiculous what he's doing for them. He's just totally destroyed whatever's going on with that. So, then, okay, now let's get into the NBA, bro.
Do we have to? I mean,
yeah, we do. We got to get into the NBA. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the upcoming games tonight. So we'll start out with that, okay? The Cavs, Raptors, 6-7. 1 game separating those 2 teams. We have the Pacers and the Grizz, and we have the Suns and the Nuggets. All of them have playoff deals with it. They all have something to work with to deal with the playoffs. All of those. So, that's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, this is my favorite time of the year. NBA games matter. It's March Madness, and of course, you got women and men's.
A week left of the NBA season.
A little longer than that. I think the Thunder have 4 more home games, 10 games left. And then now Kyrie can play home games.
Yeah.
What does that say for the Nets?
Imagine how that happened.
Well, I mean, let's face it. He probably got a little pressure from people. Eric.
Sure.
Eric. It's funny. He probably got some pressure from people to go, hey, man, the Nets don't have any chance without Kyrie. At least it's loosen the mandate. Yeah, Kevin and Kyrie shouldn't have called you by your first name. That was disrespectful. They both apologized, even though I don't think either one of them meant it. You know what I'm saying, Drew? I don't think they meant the apologies. But at the same time, they did apologize, so get over it. You know what I mean? Get over it. But
it's not that big a deal.
But I want to get into really the fight last night, or the almost fight.
Oh, yeah.
Between Jimmy Butler and Spoelstra. What is wrong with Jimmy Butler?
Like the president of that team, isn't he? He's
been
there for 20 years.
Well, what happened was once supposedly Butler said, I'm going to kick your ass to Spoelstra. And then that's when Haslam stepped in. And Butler don't want no part of Udonis Haslem.
No.
He don't want any part of that boy. You know what I mean? He's a smaller version of Charles Oakley. I mean, that's what he is, really. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, Jimmy Butler, what are you doing, bro? You blew up.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well for the immediate future for the Heat. That's going to boil over.
No. Well, everybody's saying it's going to be over. It was no big deal. I'm like, really? No big deal, huh? Yeah, I don't see that. But, I mean, let's face it. After they beat the Thunder, what was it? Sunday night, whatever it was, they beat the Thunder. Yeah. Friday night. They've lost to the 76ers with no Embiid and no Harden. And then they've turned around and lost to the Warriors with no Clay, no Steph, and no Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
and they're supposed to be one of the top teams defensively. And what did the Warriors have? 4 guys with 22 or more.
Yeah, it was Warriors put it on them too. They played great.
Yeah, they did, but the Warriors got some shooters, man. They've got players all over the damn place.
If the Warriors are hitting shots, I mean, they're tough to beat.
Yeah, I agree. And that's just think about this, and that's without the big 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are their role players, and all they're doing is making room for themselves
really,
in the
honestly,
future.
that comes in for a great time for Golden State too. They get these young guys some playing time, get them dialed in. They'll have good role players coming off the bench in the playoffs.
Yep. You know what it's called, right? Drafting well.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's called. You draft
Jerry
well.
West.
Yes, that's exactly. Well, Jerry's at Clippers now.
Clippers,
but
the
still,
Jerry West style of drafting well.
Right, you draft well, and that's what the Thunder. The Thunder. Everybody talks about Thunder got no picks. If you draft well, you can be well. And last night, the battle of the European teams between the Thunder, 7 European players on our team, 7 on their team. The battle of the European team. They're both the terror. I mean, I'm sorry. Orlando's terrible. I don't know how they beat that's probably why the Warriors won, because they beat the Warriors the other night. So the Warriors.
Well, we talked about that. We both didn't think Orlando would show up in that game, that they get blown out.
Yep.
I kind of figured they would.
Yep, they did. How did your Thunder work out?
Oh, it's terrible. You know, especially after you really taught me into it. I mean, they ended up going over by 3 points.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, and we're looking at points in the paint, and with Shea, it's a whole different team. But back to the Bulls. Jimmy Butler.
Vegas is catching up with the Thunder under.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Well, I don't know why. So you should have put that out on the airways. Once you put that on the airways, everybody else like, oh, hey, look at this. Look what we can get. So, that's on you, bro. You screwed that poacher all by yourself.
I jinxed myself there.
Yes, you did. Okay, now let's get into this last, what is there, 12? Let's see, what is there, 12 games left? Is that right, Drew?
So the $64,000 question is, do the Lakers make the playoffs?
Well, we're going to talk about that too. Let me see. The Thunder have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 games left. So the rest of the NBA has about 10 games left. And the Lakers, depends on how bad LeBron's knee is.
Playoffs start April 17th.
Well, but it depends on how bad LeBron's knee is. Okay? I mean, to be honest, how bad is his knee? If his knee is out, Lakers
are not that bad when he scored 50 and dunked on Kevin Love, and then all of a sudden he got a knee issue. I don't get it.
The Lakers right now, they've got to beat the Clippers. I don't see them beating the Clippers. Do you?
No,
I really don't.
They got beat twice.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. And that's what is going to be sad for Laker Nation, is that, you had that chance and you didn't do it. But remember, who the 2 guys they had to draft? I mean, could have traded could have got, didn't get either one.
Buddy Hield.
And your boy from Chicago. Let's knock it down.
Nurkic.
Huh?
Nurkic?
No, Chicago. They played at Toronto. That's killing it.
Yeah, he's an LA guy too.
Yeah. Oh my God, what is his name?
DeMar
DeRozan. Okay, those 2, they could have had either one of those.
MVP year.
Could have had either one of those. But LeBron wanted Westbrook, and that's
Westbrook is a disaster. I watched most of that game last night. He's so inconsistent.
Dude.
Comes down the court, fires one off the glass. Next time down the floor, he'll throw one off somebody's head, and then he'll make a jump shot.
Yep.
It's just constant. It's unbelievable.
Yep, and then he just walks around like, ooh, I did something like that.
Yeah.
You do.
That's it. And he's having conversations with people in the stands last night. I'm like, dude, just play basketball.
He wonders why his kids can't come to games anymore. And it's so funny is
$40 million a year, and you lead the league in turnovers.
But Drew, you know what's so bad is people don't know who the hell his family is.
Right.
They don't know who his family is. They're just talking because you suck out there on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think other people don't hear that? You think other wives don't hear it? I mean, everybody hears it. It is what it is. And I know fans are brutal, bro. They are Ooh, they're brutal, and they say some stuff, and some of it's funny. Some of the times you gotta laugh. You try not to laugh or let them see you laugh. But for the most part, fans can be really truly brutal, and they act like just because they bought a ticket, they can say whatever they want. Well, no, you can't. I mean, you don't talk about your mama, somebody's mama. You don't talk about their family. You don't talk
Right.
about their kids. You don't throw the N word around. You just there's certain things you don't do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But as far as you suck and you can't be like, bro, I know that. I'm out here. Except for Russell. Except for Russell,
Right.
he won't admit it. And you know, Drew, when you played, you're playing in the
And
opposing
it's
gym. They're going
it
over you.
happens to him in every city too.
And even in LA, it is home game. No, don't shoot, don't shoot. And other teams are like, shoot it, shoot it. That's got to be hard, man. That's got to be hard for somebody with his ego and how that works. But all right, bro, let's get into your favorite topic. Let's get into some March Madness.
Oh yeah.
And
Big night tonight.
yes, sir.
Ready to get in front of the TV.
We're gonna go over the Sweet 16 matchups here, and we talked about them Monday. So you've had a couple days to think about it. Have you changed anything that you don't like or you want to see now?
I'm waffling on Arizona and Houston. I don't like that line. I think the line should be higher, and it's down to 1, and it's just begging you to take Arizona, and Houston getting +1. I don't know that that's going to be enough.
Well, so let me see. Let's go to your odds. You have picked Houston. Are they +1 or +2? You had a +2
now.
And then you got Arkansas +10. That's a lot of points, man.
That's a lot of points. And you know what though is Vegas is not putting those lines out there. Just for shits and giggles.
No,
obviously.
they're not.
I mean, they obviously think Gonzaga is going to beat them by 10 points. I mean, everybody and their dog's probably loading up on Arkansas.
Right.
So I don't know that. I like the over. I think that's going to be the highest scoring game in the tournament so far.
Then you like Duke +1.
Oh yeah, that's probably the easiest one on the board.
How is Duke an underdog?
I don't know. Just like I said again, begging everybody to take Duke. But I mean, the way I see that game playing out, Texas Tech is so physical, and you know as well as I do, Duke's going to get every call.
Yeah,
they're going to be on. They're going to live on the free throw line the whole game. Texas Tech. I'd like to see what the over under is. Technical fouls on Texas Tech tonight. Because it's going to happen. Because I've watched Texas Tech play in that Big 12 tournament, and they're brutal.
Yeah, they are.
They get after you, and they push and shove, and they hand check a lot. I mean,
well, that's what we were talking about that with Sean Sutton and his defensive philosophy. There has gotten him in the tournament in the Sweet 16 or Final Four. The last few years. So his philosophy with that is great. Kind of taking after his dad. Well, you have Nova -4, huh?
I like Nova tonight. I think Michigan's road is. I don't think they match up very well with Villanova. Villanova's got good guard play. I think they got a 9th-year senior running the point there, and they're going to be tough.
Yeah,
I got Nova in the Final Four. So
yeah, me too. Then of course we're gonna go back to that in a minute, but then we're gonna finish off on your picks. You have the Pacers +13 with the Grizz.
Oh yeah.
Now is Ja playing tonight? Is Ja playing tonight?
You would think so. But
well, he didn't play last night, and they were ridiculous last night.
They beat the Nets last night, and 13 points is a lot in an NBA game.
Yeah, Bane was killing them last night, though, man. He was just absolutely killing them last night.
Does the Grizzlies get up again back-to-back nights after coming off probably their biggest win of the year against the Nets with Kyrie
and KD?
And KD, do they get up enough to get the Pacers coming in town on 2 days rest? So,
well, they're going.
I don't think the Pacers are going to win, but it won't surprise me at all if they make that a competitive game.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of points. I agree with that 100%. Okay, so now back to the Sweet 16. Okay, we're talking about Gonzaga, Arkansas. I still like Arkansas. That's my pick to beat them. I have the Arkansas and Duke in my Elite 8 game is who I have, both of them, even though I like Tech. I agree with you. I think the NCAA wants and TV and everything else wants Coach Krzyzewski to make it to the Final Four. That's
154 points is the over-under in that Arkansas-Gonzaga game. I just don't see either one of those teams holding the other underneath 75 points.
That's a lot of points.
I just don't see it.
Sorry about that.
I mean, I think that game's played in the 80s, maybe possibly low 90s.
Yeah, that I agree with that.
They're gonna go up and down. They're not gonna be a shot clock violation in that game. Right?
Well,
there's not gonna be.
Well, my thing in college, how the hell is there a shot clock violation in college anyway? I mean, dude, 35, that's a lot of time. And unless you're Princeton or you're in the Ivy League, how the hell do you get to 35 seconds anyway, unless it's at the end of the game?
Or your Texas Tech.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
They throw
it around. They run that little weave on the top of the key, and they go out. They go get the boards. They hit the boards.
Yep, they do, and they play good, solid defense too. Very physical. Make sure they have their hands on
That whole game will boil down to how is it officiated? Do they allow the rough play underneath? Do they allow the hand checks? Do they allow the physical play on the rebounds, or are they going to call touch fouls and chippy fouls?
I agree. All right, well, hold on one second, Drew. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And then we're going to talk about your heels, brother, coming up next.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about your heels. But anyway, hey, everybody, just stay tuned. We'll be right back with my boy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. And, of course, this is the Unpopular Hour, and I'm your host, Matt Clark. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Unpopular Hour. Once again, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and I'm here with my boy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com, going over his picks. We just did those, and now we're going to get back into the Sweet 16. And, of course, we're going to be talking about his favorite team, the Tar Heels. So, all right, here we go. We got the East region. Now, in the West, we decided that
back-to-back games you get Friday night. You get KU and then Carolina back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Now, you said that who did you just say you're doing, Gonzaga, or who are you taking in the West to meet in?
I got Gonzaga winning the whole thing. So.
Okay, so you have Gonzaga against Duke. Is that who you think coming out of these next two games?
I got Gonzaga playing Duke in the West.
Okay. Now in the East, you have North Carolina versus UCLA. And Purdue versus St. Pete. And I think St. Pete's dream is over.
They're road in.
Yeah, I think those two big 7-footers that Purdue got.
If Purdue shoots a 3 that game, they should have their head examined. All they got to do is just pound the ball inside.
Pound them all night long. I agree with that. But so the Heels and UCLA. Now, I have UCLA winning the game. So, but because in one of my brackets, I had Baylor winning against UNC, and then my other bracket I had UNC winning, but I had UCLA beating both of those and playing Kentucky in the East Regional to go to the Final Four.
So UCLA, they got their big man has an ankle problem, so they say he's game time decision. He's not going to be 100%.
Well, that's going to screw me up if he ain't playing. I can tell you that's going to.
He's been their catalyst.
Yeah.
You know? That guy's been a beast. So if he's not 100%, look for Baycott to go crazy down low. They don't really have anybody to guard Baycott in the post.
No, they don't.
And then Carolina goes as Caleb Love goes. If Caleb Love's hitting his shots, Carolina wins the game. If they don't, they won't. They won't win.
He's really upped his draft stock, hadn't he?
Oh, I think so. I think with them making it to the Sweet 16, I think he's gone. I think before he might have stayed around and stayed with Hubert another year, but I think now that they made it to the Sweet 16, I think he's gone.
Especially if they go over to Elite 8, he's toast.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I agree. But
that's gonna be a great game. I mean, it's both. I think both those games tomorrow night. That KU Providence is going to be a great game, and Carolina UCLA will be a great game.
Yeah, and I've been on UCLA all year long. You know that. So I've liked them all year long, and so
they're tough. They're tournament proven. They got experience. That Tiger kid's good. Juzang can shoot it. I mean, it's going to be a battle of wheels. Who's gonna make shots.
I agree. That's what's going. It always comes down to who makes shots, and then like we said, Purdue and St. Pete. Purdue they just need to pound it in and just when they double team. But the whole thing is if they're double team, triple teaming the bigs, if Purdue is hitting the shots from outside, this game is going to be done quickly.
It'll be a blowout.
Yeah, it'll be done quickly. Okay, so now
don't tell that to Randy though. He's got a peacock shirt on right now, probably laid up watching Judge Judy with his peacock shirt on.
Well, he's actually probably Randy Wright's probably out watching The Rifleman. He sends me a text. He sends me a text.
Fighting Martha Bells.
He's going.
You got the fighting Martha Bells.
Oh God, he was cracking. He's like, bro, I'm watching The Rifle. I said, The Rifleman. You might. I said, you still watching MASH too? So I think he is. That's sad. We're talking trash on him. He's laid up in his bed. But hey, bro, hurry up and get well. He had his second hip surgery, so we want him to hurry up and get better.
Much love. Heal up. Heal up.
Now back to the Arizona, Houston, Michigan Nova. Man, this is going to be two good games, man.
I think so. I think that Villanova-Michigan game is going to be a good game until about the last 10 minutes, and I just don't think that Michigan's going to be able to keep up with them. And then you got the coaching mismatch. I think Jay Wright's a better coach than Juwan Howard.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, but Michigan was on. They went on a roll, and I think it's simply because of what happened and them getting bounced.
They galvanized them.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. And then between, I don't know, question is.
What do you think about Arizona-Houston?
Dude, I picked Houston. I picked them from the very beginning.
I think that coach I think Kelvin's going to outcoach the rookie coach on the Arizona side.
I think Arizona has better talent, but I think Houston, Kelvin. I'm picking Kelvin Sampson. Is what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest, I'm picking Kelvin Sampson. I'm not. I mean, Arizona has more talent than Houston does, without question. But I'm taking Kelvin Sampson.
So one game we haven't talked about is Miami and Iowa State.
Yeah, well, we were going to get to that. Because Kansas and Providence, and then Iowa State, Miami. And
I'll tell you one thing that people are not taking into consideration in that Miami Ohio State game is Iowa State is going to have a lot of fans there. That's in Chicago.
Yep.
And that's 2.5, 3 hours from them. That place will be red and yellow. You watch.
Now they travel well too, and they're not unaccustomed to big games like this, and they've been in the Sweet 16 before. So,
what's the line in that game?
But Drew, it depends on which Iowa State team shows up too. Is it going to be the Iowa State team that scores 36 points?
Yeah,
I mean, which Iowa State team? 2.5.
Yep.
Is Iowa State plus or minus?
I would say it's plus 2.5.
Okay, I figured Miami would be. They would be favored to win. But Drew, I look at that, man, and I'm sitting there going, bro, Iowa State, if you guys can score, y'all could beat Miami. But Miami, dude, when we first did the brackets, you were talking about how scary Miami was.
I had them getting beat first round.
No, but I'm saying, what, Iowa State or Miami?
I had Miami getting beat by USC.
Well, that's right. But you were telling me how scary they were, though.
They're good. I mean, they got 3 pro players on their team.
Right. Well, you told me that. The reason why you picked USC because you were all over USC all year long, and I was not a fan of them all year long. So
I was just riding them.
Yeah, you were. But I told you, man. You told me that Miami team is scary. You go, I'm picking USC, but that Miami team is scary. And when they came out, I mean, they just put it on Auburn, dude. God dang.
Well, they did.
Wow.
They did. And Larry Nagel ran it up. Just kept coming.
Hey, I didn't see that happening at all, Drew. I was just like, man, God dang, where did all these players come from? What happened? Where were y'all at all year long?
So the question is, if Miami wins again, does Barkley take his shirt off?
I hope not, man. I hope not. Jesus, I don't want to see that, Drew.
We'll never let him live it down if Barkley takes his shirt off.
Dude, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see him with no shirt, man. I don't think America wants to see him without a shirt. Hopefully, he'll have some sort of wife beater on underneath that, or some sort of silk, T-shirt or something. I do not want to see him without a shirt.
He's so good on that show, though. Those two, they make that halftime enjoyable. That little dynamic they have there with Kellogg and Kenny Smith.
And
That's
Clark
good.
is almost arrogant these days with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He just sits back like, yeah, I've been doing this. I'm the man here. You guys are joining me, but y'all aren't me. You know, I'm
He only
like, bro.
works like 3 weeks a year, or he
Yeah.
just shows up for the tournament. I'm
But
like, all right.
but he's an amazing time when he's there because he's on point.
Mm-hmm.
His little the little words that he throws out there. I'm like, man,
Oh yeah.
okay. His colloquialisms,
Colloquialisms.
his zisms. Dude, I can never talk when I'm around you.
His Clarkisms.
That's what it Clark is, because I mean I can never talk around you, and yet then I got to hear it from you whenever I see you, and you got to tell everybody about Clark and I were on air. He couldn't talk, so it just wears me out with that, bro.
I wouldn't do that
Hey,
to you.
you my boy, but you beat me up. Don't even talk. And then when you add in the other ones, Chad,
Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to give you a
hey,
little.
Chad and J Dub and added into it too. Yeah, it's over. I try to run from that trio. You 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
luckily we don't see each other that often.
Yeah, thank God. Thank you, Trish. We appreciate you, Trish. How about Kansas and Providence?
8's way too many. I like Providence plus the 8 points. I think KU wins a game, but boy, I tell you what, Providence is scary. They play hard. That's a bad matchup for Kansas, I think.
But see, I don't think that bothers because they're used to playing in the Big 8, Big 12, and the Big 12 has what 3 teams in here right now. Is that the most of anybody, right?
Yep. Well, ACC's got 3.
Oh, okay, I see. Yes, they do, don't they?
Miami, Duke, Carolina, and then you got Kansas, Iowa State, Texas Tech. So,
and the thing about thing about those Big 12 teams, they're all very physical. Mm-hmm. They all play great defense. And Iowa State, when they want to, they can score. And Texas Tech, when they want to, they can score. Kansas scores. That's the difference between the 3 of them.
You can write it down in your book. Kansas is going to have 75 points.
Yeah, they're going to score. They're going to score.
Right.
And they're going to D you up, and they're going to be physical. And they've got the big boy in the middle, patrolling the lane, not letting anybody get away with anything inside there. So that to me, they're going to be tough to beat. And I've got Bill and them going to the Final Four. So my Final Four, Drew, I have Duke, UCLA. Well, excuse me. No, I don't have any of that group. I have Duke, and then I'm going to take UCLA over Purdue, and then I've got Houston. Excuse me, I got Villanova and KU. So I've got KU, Villanova. I'm going to take UCLA and Duke. That's going to be my Final Four of what's left.
So what I had in my bracket was Gonzaga, UCLA, Villanova, and KU.
Yeah,
and my heartstrings are pulling, and I'm going to take Carolina to beat UCLA, but then I just don't. Purdue beat Carolina early in the year. It's a bad matchup for Carolina. They're big. This is a bad matchup for the Heels. But
what you're trying to say is Brady Manick. You're trying to say Brady Manick can't guard anybody? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
I mean, I like the kid, but he can't defend. He's like that Timmy kid from Gonzaga. I'm like, you guys love all these Gonzaga kids. They get to the NBA and just get murdered defensively. They can't guard. But I will say this. They're very good. They're very, very good college players, and they're system players. They play very good in the system there in Gonzaga. But when they get to the league, they just get murdered. I mean, they can't guard anybody. I mean, you look at them over and over.
You think the Holmgren kid be a good NBA player?
No. I tend
to differ with you there. I think if he gets a little bigger, he's tended. I thought he would be more fragile, and he really hasn't got injured this year. But then again, they play in the West Coast Conference.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying, Drew. When you get to the NBA, that's why I try to tell people there's a difference between European born and European player. European players they've got great skills and all that, but they're soft as cotton candy. They can't be physical. Right. European-born players they're born in Europe, but they NBA. You know, that's the Joker. That's Luka. Those guys are European-born. They ain't European players. Giannis.
Boy, Luka's good, dude. I like Luka.
Hey, he's losing his baby fat, Drew, which is scary.
Yeah.
Wait till he actually becomes a man.
20 years old.
Yeah, 20. I mean, wait till he becomes a man, bro. God dang. Well, I think he's 22 now. Because he's been in league. Yeah, because remember, he's been in league 3 years now. So, hey, I wondered if Dallas, if they kept him, you're Luka. You can't come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I doubt that. They'll build him a club.
Now,
Club Des Bryant.
yeah, now Oklahoma City, now they wouldn't let you in there because I was laughing because when Blake Griffin came to town when he wasn't 21, the cops were just hanging out downtown in Bricktown looking to find Blake Griffin in a bar or a club.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing
really?
better to do.
I mean, come on, guys, seriously?
Yeah.
Why do you
no
care?
wonder why everybody leaves.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you doing? Nobody cares, bro. I mean, seriously, right now? I mean, who cares if Blake Griffin is 20 years old? Oh, I understand it's the law, and I understand that you guys want to make the news, the national news, because you arrested him. Like, that's freaking stupid, bro. Driving me crazy. Now, you don't watch soccer, right?
I don't.
Okay.
I try not to, on purpose at least.
Well, the USA soccer team, we play in the qualifying against Mexico, our arch rivals.
We talking women? We're talking women's soccer?
The men's right now. We're talking men's.
Yeah, see, I watch women's soccer.
They play tonight at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Okay. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens on that because I mean I do like our team and even though they're not the women.
Are we going to make the World Cup this year?
That's what I'm saying. If we win this right now, we're in qualifying stage in men's.
I got you. Okay.
And so
you got to school me on this.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar.
Well, we're in the qualifying right now, and hopefully we're going to make it this year. Our team, they finally regrouped and got some athletes. And it's funny now because a lot of our athletes, like when I don't know if you know about volleyball, but it's like in women's volleyball. Oh, yeah. A lot of the
I live in Nebraska.
Okay, well then you know about it. Yeah, but they don't really have great women's basketball players in Nebraska, really. So
they're not bad.
No. I mean, they do, but no. And so it's like a lot of these younger girls, instead of playing basketball, they're playing volleyball. Okay.
I'm shaking my head at you right now, by the way.
Oh, so are you?
You can't see me.
So why? Because y'all suck? Why? Because y'all suck? Nebraska people suck? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're telling me? I already know that. You ain't going to tell me nothing. I already know that. But it seems like more and more athletes now are starting to play men's soccer instead of football or basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway,
they needed to.
Yeah, but I want people to watch that tonight. I have it up on the screen, the soccer team tonight. And the good thing about it is that our women pretty much are dominant, but the men are slowly starting and got embarrassed by not making it. So I want everybody to watch that tonight on 9 o'clock, and it's on Paramount or Paramount Plus.
Yep.
And at CBS Sports Radio, so it's gonna be on that. So, and I'm wearing my USA Soccer men's shirt tonight. So
nice.
I'm trying to give a little love out to this team and try to help them out. My boy Jose, you know Jose. Jose took care of me and got this soccer jersey for me. So I'm trying to give him a little love on that. But all right, brother. Well, be good, and I know you're gonna watch. Good luck to your Heels tonight. Not too much because
we play tomorrow night. We don't play
y'all play tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we play tomorrow night.
Oh, well, then you're going to be okay tonight. You're not going to be pulling the hair out your head tonight.
I'm going to be maxing. I'll be good to go. I'll be able to enjoy these games.
Is that what you're going to be doing?
We're going to try to do this again tomorrow?
Yeah, if you want to, we can do it tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, we'll just jump on tomorrow afternoon. I'll grab a cold beer somewhere, and we'll chop it up and get some picks.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get my car fixed. Once my car gets back healthy, I'm going to do some remote stuff, and I think what I might do is swing up and come up because Randy and I have talked about maybe coming up for the World Series. Okay. And even though I don't know if OSU's going to be in it or not, but come up there and sit down and do our show, me and you live next to each other and
Sounds
do
good.
the show. So, and definitely when you come down here, we for sure will do it because now I'm in the process of getting out, figuring out what I need to do and all the equipment because I went and spent a bunch of money on nice equipment, but it doesn't travel well. So now I got to get it.
I promise maybe a little breaking news next week. So stay tuned.
Okay, sweet. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Be safe today.
Appreciate you. Be safe.
All right, bro. That was my boy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com, giving us, of course, his insights to basketball and to what he thinks is happening out there, and he does get very good. And I tell everybody, go watch his or go to his website, Drew, HuskerDrewPicks.com, DRU. We have it on the thing here. In fact, I'll put it up again right here. HuskerDrewPicks.com. I still don't know what the hell that thing is. He said some Husker thing, looking thing. I don't know what that is. Herbie Husker or some kind of crap. I don't know what that is. But anyway, HuskerDrewPicks.com. So, but anyway, hey, everybody, be safe out there. Stay warm. Remember, it's starting to warm up, so it's almost golf season, which I want to be happy about because now I'm going to have to get up and play golf in the morning in order to have the show on at 2 o'clock. So, everybody, be safe out there. Thank you for watching the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Be safe out there. Thank you, everybody. Peace out.